Welcome to the world of group home riches, where you can achieve financial freedom while making a positive impact on society. Are you tired of working long hours for someone else? Do you dream of being your own boss and creating a better future for yourself and others? Look no further. With Group Home Riches, you can invest in real estate and provide a valuable service by offering safe and comfortable homes for individuals in need.
The number one investment in real estate.
And start building a better future for yourself and those around you. Let's make a difference together with Group Home Riches.
So I wanted to know how to go about getting an apartment building or a house or a house, not a housing building, just a building, just to meet the demands of what's happening right now. Definitely can get the residents, but it's just a matter of, should I reach out to an investor? I just don't know how to go about doing that.
I'll defer to you, Andy.
I would say if I'm in your shoes, try to keep as much of the real estate as you can. Now, as far as reaching out to an investor, you could definitely reach out to an investor and partner up with them. But first and foremost, I'd start looking for stuff, right? So I don't know, where are you looking? Are you looking in the Carolinas or whereabouts?
Yes, in the Carolinas, North Carolina.
First thing I would do is, just so you can start educating yourself, I'd go on to Crexi, which is like CREXI, go on to LoopNet, and just start networking with brokers, calling them up, saying, this is what I'm looking for. Now, if you're going to fund the whole thing yourself, you might have some limitations, because the only issue with apartment buildings, especially if you're looking for them in competitive markets, is that there's a lot of other people that are looking for them as well. So that's number one. Number two, the people that are looking for them not just with their own money, they're looking for them with other people's money. And as a result, they're willing to bid up the prices. So stuff can get very expensive, and oftentimes it doesn't really even make sense to own them. What I like to do is try to find stuff in these kind of hidden markets where you don't have a lot of competition, and get in there and, look, if you can find something that will give you, under normal non-group home rental, call it like a 12, 13, 14% unlevered rate of return. And if that doesn't really mean anything to you, basically high level, what that means is, if you bought something for $1 million, you're going to make $120,000 a year out of it. Okay. Now that's hard to find. It's very difficult to find because there's a lot of people that are looking for those deals. But again, if you go into smaller towns, there's going to be less people with money. And so you're going to have the ability to find these things. And then the real opportunity is trying to find the really good deals where you are going to have to go and get your fingers dirty fixing them up. But what you'll find is, after you've fixed them up, that $1 million may produce you $200,000 a year. So I've said a lot, but long story short, number one, figure out what market you want to be active in, like exactly what city or what county you want to be active in. Number two, start looking for deals on Crexi or on LoopNet. And then what you want to do is you want to start calling those brokers, because most of the time these brokers, these guys are on the telephone all the time. And so they're calling people up, and the good deals really never even go onto the internet, if that makes sense. Because they already know people. And so they're like, oh my gosh, I've got a girl that's looking for a deal. She'd be the perfect buyer. So like, for example, the other day, I'm on the phone all the time looking for stuff. And I had a guy that I've done a bunch of deals with. Brandon actually either knows him or knows of him. And he called me up. He said, hey, I've got 33 acres that you might be interested in, and 190 units.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm very interested. And anyways, I'm going to get it at a very, very, very good price. But it never went on the market. It's already under contract. So hopefully I'll buy it here in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so I think that's what you really got to do. You got to find the city that you want to buy in. You got to go into Crexi, go into LoopNet, start looking to see what stuff is being priced at, and then start calling up those brokers and just forming relationships with them. So that's kind of step number one. And then step number two is you got to figure out how you're going to finance the thing. And so for sake of argument, if it's going to cost you $1 million, you're going to need probably bare minimum 150 grand to just get in the door. So if you don't have that 150,000, then you are correct. You're going to need to start talking with partners. And so that's something else that you can do. Obviously, you can start doing that on our Facebook group because there's plenty of people with money. But the other smart thing to do is just start mentioning it to people. Hey, I've got these group homes. This is what I'm looking to do. Would you be interested in going 50-50 on a building with me? You provide the equity, I'll provide the work. And, you know, when Brandon earlier on, when he was saying, Andy, what are you primarily doing right now? That's kind of what I'm primarily doing. Like, I've got younger partners and I usually find this stuff, I would say, but, you know, I don't want to run it anymore. Not that I'm old. It's a lot, as you know, it's a lot of work, right? So, but I've got a couple of young guys and they're busting it for us. And so usually I'll provide the money and they get a piece of the action. And that's how we do things.
Want to learn more about the future real estate? Sign up for your free training material at www.grouphomeriches.com.